On this date, 18 years ago, David Cone returned from surgery to remove an aneurysm under his right arm. 4 months of rehab. He pitches against the A's, 7 no-hit innings. And David, first of all, do you have any trepidation about just letting it fly that day?
A little bit, yeah, to be honest. You know, nobody really knew what would happen. I mean, there's no basis for comparison as far as other injuries go. Now we've had a few more pitchers that have had aneurysms, but at that point, there was nobody else I could point to. So, yeah, it was a little scary that day, and it was only 2 rehab starts that I made in the minor leagues before I came back and pitched that particular day.
Great catch by Bernie. At what point in that game did you say, I feel good, I'm back, I got control of everything here?
I think about the middle innings, about the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings, I started to feel pretty good about it. We got a lead. My pitches got a little sharper as we went on. And then when I got through 7 innings there with 85 pitches, I wasn't even thinking about coming out of the game, even though I knew there was a chance. And Torrey just got me to the side and said, you're not going back out there. And he took the decision right out of my hands.
You look like you were teed up and
I was ready to say something, but he's the guy who pitched the game, so who cares what I have to say. But I do remember talking to David's father after this game about that decision, his first pitching coach and the guy who knew more about him as a pitcher, and said, what do you think about what Joe Torre did? And he said, Joe needed to take that decision out of David's hands, because if he hadn't done that, you would have needed a tractor to get David off the mound.
Now, there's a great story that follows up with this. You were telling us in the office about Mariano Rivera, who gave up a hit, so it was not a combined no-hitter.
Yeah, Mariano had this routine where, you know, he'd hang in the clubhouse, maybe take a nap for the first 3 innings, then get a massage, and then he'd sashay out to the bullpen about the 7th inning. And after the game, I went up to Mariano. I said, man, we almost got it. And he went, what? What are you talking about? He didn't even know we had a no-hitter going until after the game. And not that he would have pitched any differently, but it was just kind of remarkable that Mariano just really had no clue that we could have had a combined no-hitter that day.
You're like, Bo, you want to just take a look at the scoreboard next time? Notice the big zeros up there? That's a good story. All right, in the meantime, you think it's gone, right? Chance for a no-hitter. But then 3 years later, obviously, what do? Montreal Expos, the perfect game. Tell us about that as we look at the final out.
Well, it was, you know, this was a gift that day. And ironically, it was on Joe Torre's birthday, too, and Yogi Berra Day, July 18th, 1999. So I was really thankful to have another chance. You know, a lot of times in my career, even back to the Mets, I had a shot at maybe throwing a no-hitter from the 7th inning on and never got it done. And finally that day, at 36 years old, I got it done. And what a day to do it on Yogi Berra Day at Yankee Stadium. I'm forever connected to Yogi. That's probably the highlight of that particular day for me, that I did it on Yogi's day.
And when you watch that game, Bob, David's slider, unbelievable that day. He's got a great description of it, talking about how the pitch almost took a U-turn. And the other thing I think about when you dissect that game, none of the Expos had ever faced David, and I think David and Joe Girardi did an unbelievable job of exploiting that as much as they could. If these guys were going to chase a slider, he was going to keep throwing it outside.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have to throw strikes if you don't have to, right? That's the key to pitching, is you only throw strikes when you have to, and if they're swinging, go ahead and let them chase.